Marketing Manager at Lambda Test. I am excited to host today's session by Saif Siddiqui on navigating mobile app testing and app storage rejection from review to release. Now, in today's ultra competitive mobile app market, getting your app approved isn't always simple as hitting submit. From functionality issues to Apple's strict guidelines, many great apps face rejections before ever reaching users. But here's the good news, there are clear strategies and testing practices that can help you avoid those pitfalls. Secure approve and set and your app for your long-term success. That's exactly what the session is all about. Let me introduce you to our speaker of the session, Saif Siddiqui. He's a seasoned test lead at Billennium with a wealth of experience leading testing efforts across API, web, mobile app, and digital testing. His expertise has contributed to delivering some of the highest rated apps across Europe, India, and APAC, with millions of downloads and have stood in crowd at marketplace. Before we dive in, a quick couple of notes. If you have any questions, put them on the Q&A box and speaker will address them at the end of the session. And of course, share your insightful learning and aha moments on social media with hashtag TestMuConf. Over to you, Seth.
Hello everyone. Hope you guys are enjoying the conference and you have already enjoyed the previous session. And with this, we are also going to talk about our next session, which is going to be very interesting. And the topic will be navigating mobile app testings and app store rejection from review to release. Is going to be an important session for anyone who is looking forward to minimize the downtime between the App Store review and App Store approval so that our applications are going live in the market as soon as possible. So, without wasting time, let us see the agenda of our session. And we are going to discuss about the mobile application testing, and then we are going to discuss about the App Store guidelines. Then we are going to discuss common reason for rejections, tips and tricks for app submission, and post approval success strategies. For sure, this is an important aspect. Once we are live and the application is in production, we want to celebrate it, right? So yeah, this is going to be an important topic for us also. And later we are going to do the question answer session if the time permits. And with this, I would like to just give my brief introduction. I am a test lead with 10 plus years of experience. I am a speaker, blogger, and content creator. I am also an agile enthusiast dedicated to transforming teams through collaboration and innovation. Delivered highest rated app across the regions with millions of downloads across app stores. I am also a proud Postman Supernova. I do have a certification in PMI, CP, PSM, and IS2QB. If you want to connect me across any social media platform, you can do it through LinkedIn or Twitter. So let us get started with the importance of mobile application testing. I think mobile application testing overall is crucial for ensuring that your app meet quality standards and performs well in the market. It is important because it helps us avoid rejections and poor reviews. And a buggy application, as we know, or malfunctioning app can lead to rejections from app stores or negative feedback from user. Thoroughly testing helps identify and fix issues before release and ensuring a smoother launch. Enhanced user experience is also, and retention rate is also one of the important aspect that why mobile application testing is important. So proper testing guarantees that the app is user friendly, fast, reliable, which leads to a better user experience. This in turn boast about satisfaction, courage, repeat usage driving retention, right? And in this competitive market, rigorous testing is the key to a successful app launch and long-term success. Yeah. So the importance of mobile application testing is mainly because of some of the reasons which I'm going to share now. Mobile app testing is vital in addressing key concerns that users and developers face. Here's why testing is crucial, which is backed by statistics. Like 50% of the user worry about bugs. Bugs can cause functionality issue, disrupt their user experience. Rigorous testing helps identify and resolve bugs before they impact users. And 57% about the users worry about the crashes. So frequent crashes or app instability are among the leading cause of user dissatisfaction. Testing ensures that your app operates reliably under various conditions. 48% of the users worry about performance. Slow load time, lagging, a poor performance can lead to abandonment. And performance testing helps ensure that your app runs smoothly across different devices and network conditions. So these statistics have been sourced from Sourced, and by addressing these concerns early through the testing, you can improve your app's quality, user satisfaction, and overall market success in the market. So, when we are talking about mobile application testing, there are key types of mobile application testing, and we are going to discuss each of them one by one, like functional testing, performance testing, security testing, compatibility testing, and usability testing. This is a small subset. There can be many others, but yeah, for our session, I have just limited to these. And the functional testing, like we can say, validates the core functionality of the app works as intended. This includes ensuring all features, button, forms, interactions perform correctly under normal condition. Performance testing ensures that the app performs well under varying loads, including stress and scalability testing. So this is crucial to identify potential slowdowns, crashes, or resource consumption issues as user traffic. And when we are talking about security testing, it's like we want to protect user data and prevent breaches. And security testing checks for vulnerabilities, data leaks, and ensures that the app complies with industry standards for data protection and privacy. And when we are talking about compatibility testing, it ensures that the app functions seamless across a range of device, operating system, and screen size. This testing verifies that the app provides a consistent experience regardless of the device or platform being used. Usability testing evaluates the overall user experience. It checks how intuitive, accessible, and user friendly the app is. The goal is to identify friction point and improve the design for the better user engagement satisfaction. Each of these testing type is essential to ensure your mobile app is like functionally working, secure, and delivers a positive user experience. So now that we have understood like mobile application testing is important and what are the different types of mobile application testing, let us see about the app store guidelines. So here I would just like to highlight that when we are talking about app store guidelines, it can be any app store, Apple App Store, or Google Play Store guideline, or maybe Huawei store guideline. More or less, they have similar, you can say, guidelines. And majorly, we are going to focus on Apple App Store because it is one of the most rigid, you can say, in terms of giving approvals to the application. So Apple App Store requirements. It follows Apple Human Interface Guidelines and adhere to legal privacy and security standards. So what does this means? It's like um, these helps us ensure the app aligns with the Apple's design principle in order to create an intuitive, seamless user experience. And adhering to these guidelines not only helps us ensure consistency, usability, and compliance, but it also helps us to make the application deliver faster by making them helping them review the app faster. And Apple App Store requirements are very much essential. Key principle includes like clarity, difference, and depth, which guide the design elements like navigation, icons, user interactions. And adhering to the legal privacy and security standards, it's essential to comply with the privacy laws. Like as we know, in some of the countries, they follow GDPR and CCPA data protection regulations and security protocols. For them, it's important from the data privacy point of view. So we need to follow for our application all these guidelines and compliance to protect users' sensitive information. And your app should provide clear privacy policies, obtain user consent where necessary. And if you are like trying to take out the email but you're not telling why you are taking or reading the email, that's not the right way. So you need to obtain user consent where necessary and implement strong encryption and secure data storage practices to prevent from breaches and maintain the trust of the user. By following these best practices, you not only enhance the app's credibility, but you also reduce the risk of legal or compliance issues, ensuring long-term success in the marketplace. Yeah. And for App Store requirements, when we are talking about App Store requirements for Apple Human Interface Guidelines and legal privacy security standards, then there are certain key focus areas that we need to take care. And some of these are like metadata accuracy, description, screenshots, data collection practices, permission request, and app functionality and stability. So let's talk about metadata accuracy. It ensures that all the app descriptions, screenshots, and keywords are accurate and reflective of the actual app experience. So if we are using misleading metadata, it can lead to user frustration, app rejections, or negative reviews. Clear and accurate metadata also improves discoverability in App Store. Data collection practices helps in properly handling user data by obtaining explicit consent through permission requests. I mean, you need to be very transparent about what data is being collected, why it is needed, and how it will be used. Complying with data privacy laws, example GDPR, CCPA, is crucial for building user trust and ensuring legal compliance. And you know what, say for example, if the country wants their users data, the government of any country wants their user data to be kept at a single location which is in their country itself, like Thailand wants their user data to be kept in Thailand, then we need to be very mindful about these, like when we are collecting the data, how we are storing those, even within the app, how we are doing that, and are we following the you can say compliance or not. We need to be mindful about these things. And for sure, app functionality and stability ensures the app functions correctly across all features and platforms. And we need to test for bugs, crashes, and performance issues under different conditions, example various devices, operating systems, versions, and you can say network speed. Stability is a critical for user retention and positive reviews. Focusing on these areas not only ensures that your app works good, but also helps in meeting legal and ethical standards and providing users with a reliable and trustworthy experience, and you are definitely for sure, if you're following these practices, going to get 5-star rating for your application in App Store. So let us discuss about the top reasons for App Store rejections. And in my opinion, I have already highlighted some of those very important reasons, and let us discuss it one by one. And bugs and crashes, immediate rejection if the app crashes. Yeah, so app that crashes or have a critical bugs are immediately rejected, and app stability is a key requirement, and any issues that impact core functionality or which can cause crash result in the app being sent back for fixes before approval. And then the another important point is like privacy violation. If we fail to provide any adequate explanation for data usage or not obtaining proper user consent for the data collection, this can also lead to the rejection. It is crucial to be transparent about the user data that we will be collecting and storing and using, and to also comply with the privacy regulations like GDPR or CCPA. Then other reasons can be like poor UI designs, non-compliance, and Apple human interface guideline can result in rejection. Apple prioritizes clean, intuitive, and accessible design. So any app that doesn't align with these standards may be sent back for a redesign. And then other reason can be like misleading metadata, providing incorrect app description, and screenshot or false claim can lead to app rejection. Ensure that the application's metadata accurately reflects its feature and functionality to avoid misunderstandings with users and the app review team. Non-compliance with legal policies can also be very dangerous in terms of app rejection. And if application contains illegal content, violating copyright, or engaging in unethical practices such as fraudulent transactions, or maybe they are promoting harmful behavior, then the app will also be rejected. So, adhering to all the applicable laws, including intellectual property and content regulation, is very much essential for the apps to be approved. And if we are able to address these common issues early, then, in my honest opinion, developers can reduce the risk of rejection, and they can also ensure a smooth review process, ultimately improving chance of a successful app launch. So, the submission process, all good so far, right? So, we have already discussed some of the important topics. But now, once we have added the metadata and all the important, we have met the important conditions, what's next? So, after that, what we are going to do, we are going to prepare the app, finalize testing and optimize performance, use App Store Connect to upload metadata, and finalizing testing and optimizing performance. Before submitting your app, conduct thorough testing to ensure everything functions as expected, and optimize performance to ensure smooth operation under different conditions. For sure, we are doing this during, you can say, initial development phase, where we are testing the application under different conditions like different device types, operating system versions, networks, and environment. Fix any identified bugs or issues to improve stability and usability. Use App Store Connect to upload metadata. Once your app is ready, use App Store Connect to upload the necessary metadata. And this includes the application description, keywords, screenshots, and any other relevant information that helps potential user understand your app's feature. Make sure the metadata accurately reflects the app functionality and follow Apple guidelines. So I would just like to highlight one thing here, like even though I am talking most of my topic is particularly related to App Store from Apple, but it is again like very much important that either you are uploading the app on, you can say, Google Play or Huawei Play Store. All these concepts will remain same across any, you can say, app store. Yeah. So once we are done with the, you can say, done with the preparation of the application, then it's time to upload the binary file. And by archiving and validating your app in Xcode, you ensure it meets all necessary requirements and is ready for submission to the App Store through App Store Connect. And same for APKs also, and even you are uploading it across other. So same is applicable for different app store also, like Google Play Store or Huawei App Store. And mainly it is being done by the developers, and most of the time the product owner shares you all the necessary information which are required to be uploaded on, you can say, stores. Yeah, so all these, I mean, you should be mindful that you are already getting all the informations from your product owner or BA or whoever it is, and choose relevant search-friendly keywords that accurately describes your app feature and target audience. Keep them concise and avoid overuse of generic terms. Description: craft a clear, compelling description, highlight your app feature and benefit. Focus on what sets it apart and how it solves a user problem. Have a good quality screenshot from your graphic designers and upload a high quality screenshot that showcase the app interface, key functionalities, ensures they are visually appealing and reflect the actual user experience on different devices. So some of these information maybe you will be taking help from your BAs or product managers, and some from your, you can say, graphic designers or UI UX designer. And once you are done with these things, then the next step would be submit for review. And once you are done with this review, I mean submit it for review. Once you are done with all the checks, you can submit it for review and check review times. Usually for, you can say, I have seen for app stores some of the application getting approved in 2 days, some of them getting approved in 6 7 days. There are ways which you can expedite the process. Usually the application from Apple Store takes time if we are comparing it from Google Play Store or any other store. And track the status. Use App Store Connect dashboard or Google Store, Google Play dashboard, or maybe any other dashboard. Now we are going to discuss about the tips to avoid rejection. And these things we have already discussed, but just let's see. We need to do the thorough testing. We can utilize tools like TestFlight for beta testing, and then we need to have clear permission. Provide detailed description for data usage. If you are taking the email address for any particular, maybe for sign in or sign up or something like that, you need to describe it, define it properly, and don't take any information which is not required, because your app can get rejected. And update the documentation. Ensure privacy policies and terms are up to date. I have seen cases where the app is getting rejected. Maybe some of the links are navigating to the applications, or maybe uh, third party, you can say, website, and therefore it has been rejected because they were not having proper reason why they are navigating there. Then follow design standards, adhere to strictly to Apple guidelines, and proactive communication. Respond quickly to reviewers' queries. If you are getting any reviews from the reviewer for the application, then try to respond it as soon as possible. Ensure compatibility. Ensure your app works on all devices, screen sizes, and OS versions to avoid rejection. And if you are getting any rejection, understand that feedback, read the App Store review notes carefully, fix the issue, focus on the highlighted problem and try to fix it, and then send for review again. And also, you can submit promptly. Don't wait too long for the issue to be fixed. Once it is fixed, just try to send it for the review as soon as possible. And you can also contact Apple support or Google support. Use App Store Connect for escalation if needed. So post approval, making the app live now. So post approval, making the app live, optimize the launch, announce the app launch through marketing campaigns, monitor the performance, use analytic tools to track the usage. You can also use tools like Google Analytics for your monitoring purpose. And then there are also some developer side monitoring tools like Crashlytics and Sentry. You can use those tools also. Encourage reviews. Positive reviews improves app visibility. And plan updates, schedule periodic updates for continuous improvement. If you are facing any bad reviews, or maybe you are getting any high criticality bug, try to resolve it as soon as possible, and then try to send the app for review and work on those as soon as possible. Let us understand some real world statistics like approval timelines. Average review time usually takes 48 hours, with 50% reviewed within 24 hours. This is for particularly for Apple, but sometime it can take more than 2 days. And rejection rates usually 10 to 15% of apps face rejections on the first submission. And the App Store sees over 30 billion downloads per quarter. So we can understand that why it is important for the application to get, you can say, reviewed earlier, so that we are not facing any, you can say, financial loss and reputational loss. Now that we have seen the end-to-end process of mobile application testing and then app renewal, let's take a case study of overcoming a rejection. Let us consider a finance app getting rejected for unclear data usage policies. And during the App Store review process, the rejection was due to unclear data usage policies, which were in violation of Apple privacy guidelines. And we got a message from Apple that the app was rejected because the privacy policy was vague and did not provide a clear explanation of how the app collects user or shares data. And there's some specific feedbacks were like missing privacy information. App review team noted that the app metadata and the privacy policy did not clearly explain how user data, especially financial data, was being handled. No explicit permission for sensitive data, and the app had not provided a clear and specific description in the app privacy section. and how they are going to use the financial information. So general privacy policy concern was also there. The privacy policy did not adequately address how the data was secured and whether third parties had access to any of the informations. So we need to respond to the reviewer with all the informations, and if in case there is some mismatch, we need to update those you can say information. And maybe within the app also, the app privacy section was need to be updated if there is any information which is not correct related to financial transactions, location data, etc. How it is used and whether the data is shared with third parties or not, we are going to define all those things. And lastly, the team performed internal reviews to ensure that all metadata, privacy details, and functionality met and Apple Store review guidelines. So yeah, after that, once we have fixed all the issues from the reviews that we got from Apple, we are submitting it for approval. After the revisions were made, the app was submitted, and it was approved on resubmission within 78 hours. And the feedback from the reviewers was the review team acknowledged that the privacy policy was now in compliance, and the App Store provided clear, accurate information about the data handling. So now what is the outcome? The app went live without any further issues. User trust in the app increased as clear privacy policy helped users feel more comfortable about their financial data. The app users retention rate improved as users appreciated the transparency. So yeah, the key takeaway is like clarity is key, and we need to be concise and transparent about the information and how the data is going to be used. So I think overall, even if it is getting rejected again, then we can fix the issue and apply for resubmitting the app, and it leads to faster approval and minimize delays if we are in compliance with the App Store policy. For our session, we would like to see that there can be some useful tools and resources like TestFlight, Firebase, TestLab, Browser Stack, which can be helpful in testing for the mobile application. Then there are certain developer resources like Apple Developer Program, Apple App Store Connect documentation, and there are certain communities like Stack Overflow, Reddit. Sometime it can happen that you are not sure why the app got rejected, what was the particular reason, even though you feel like it is the correct way. So you can just visit these communities and try to find out your answer yourself, like why it is important to have something in certain way in which the store likes, maybe Google Store or Apple Store. Hope you like the session, and I would like to just quickly go through the takeaways that we had in this session. Like thorough testing is crucial and adhering to the guidelines. Then we also discuss about common rejection reasons like bug, privacy violation, poor design. Then submission tips like using TestFlight for beta testing, provide clear data usage explanation and ensure design compliant. And then post approval success, announce your launch, monitor app performance, and plan for regular updates to keep your user engaged. Hope you like this session, and for sure, I would like to connect you guys. Just in case you feel the need to connect, you can connect me on LinkedIn or Twitter. Hope you enjoyed this session. Have a good day and continue and keep learning. Thank you.
Thank you, Saif, for sharing your experience with mobile app testing and app store approvals. The key insights I am taking away here from this session is how critical comprehensive testing and understanding app guidelines are to ensure smooth approvals and boosting your user retention, something that generally improves how we approach our app launches. Once again, thank you so much. We do have a few couple of questions from our attendees. I will go ahead and share them on the stage. The first question we have is, what are the most common reasons app gets rejected during store review, and how can testing teams catch them early?
Okay, so in my opinion, what I can say, the most common reason is like obviously the functional bugs that we are catching, or rather the review team is catching. So yeah, at any time we need to avoid such situations where we are passing all the functional issues for the app store or play store team to review, and if they are going to find those issues, they are for sure going to cancel or reject our application. And also one more important thing is like sometimes when we are sharing our application for review, then they will need some email address and password for them to log in and then review the app. So we need to have those things handy, and whatever information they are asking for, like why we are using the location in the background, they need to have a look at those scenarios. We need to share all this information, and then only we can pass with the review process. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I hope your question was answered, Kunal. Moving on to the next question. How do we ensure a smooth release cycle while handling the unpredictability of App Store reviews?
Yeah, Kunal, I think it's still a good question. When you are talking about unpredictability, the situation is like sometimes you know what happens. You have made through the review process when the app was released, maybe a number of times, but in the next review, they will just cancel or rather reject the app, citing some of the reasons. Then you are feeling like okay, but at previous during the previous release we already got through the review process and we never got that issue, right? So yeah, these are like part and parcel of the review process. We need to find the solution for those, and we need to address those problem, and then only we can ensure that the application is released smoothly.
Okay, great. I hope that we answered your question. Moving on to next, we have a lot of couple of questions here. Okay, okay, here it is. After release, what critical action should team prioritize within the first 2 days to set their app up for success?
Okay, so what I can say, Vikas, there are two things to it. First, how we are taking the release. Like there is a concept of releasing the application in phase wise. I would suggest if you are having a larger user base, then try to propagate your application maybe first to the 10% of the user, then 30% of the user, then 70% of the user. In this way you are mitigating the risk, like if there is any major bug or issue that has crept into the application and even the review team was not able to identify those issues, so in that case you are mitigating the risk. And if you feel like, now this coming to the second part, through any application tracking like crashlytics or maybe firebase hockey is discontinued, but yeah, sentry.io, whatever it is, whatever your company is using, if you can figure out okay, if those 10% of the user or 30% of the user they are continuously facing any issues, you can pinpoint those issues, try to fix that, and then share the application again for the review and try to mitigate the risk as soon as possible. Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so much for addressing that question. I hope uh, our speaker staff has addressed your question, Vikas. Another question from the same person, because this seems a little interesting. So, what is most vital follow-up step right after approval and launch to maximize the chances of success rollout?
Yes, because so like as previously discussed, we need to roll out the application if you are not much confident of how the users are going to take that feature, or maybe if there can be major issues. There are certain cases, you know what, if we are designing or maybe creating the app for certain segment, for certain audience, they might not be able to use the app in certain way, especially like all these broker related apps, agent related apps, like property uploading application, and maybe all the driver related, the customer side of the application, sometimes they don't know how to use the app. In that case, try to before launching the app, try to have a training session with these users. Let them know what are the important aspect of your application, how you can optimize more, like leverage more by using the application. So yeah, I think training session, I would say, would be a better idea if you want your application to have success with some niche audience or something like that. But overall, you need to observe all the analytical aspect of the application, the performance of the application through various medium, and then based on those outputs and those data, you need to optimize as and when required.
Great. I think we've addressed good enough of questions. Thank you, Saif. Thank you once again. Thank you for joining. Thank you for sharing your insights. And it was amazing session. Thank you so much. For everyone who's watching, please help us keep the conversation going on by sharing thoughts on social media with hashtag TestMuConf. All the
Okay.
sessions are recorded and will be available on YouTube channel. You can revisit them anytime you like.
Okay.
During breaks, check out our partner booths. They are showcasing some interesting developments in testing, and don't miss out the context. Thank you so much once again, Seth. Thank you for staying with us, and see you in the next test. Thank you. Thank you for
Thanks
your
everyone.
time.
Bye.
Bye bye. Bye everyone.